All right, welcome back everyone. In our first two matches today, Linok took down Verdi with 3-0, and he just beat LucifroN with 3-1. So Linok is gonna top this group H in the first place, and we're gonna have the match for the second place now to know who advances and who's eliminated between LucifroN and Verdi. I wanted to talk a little bit about the tournament and the other matches that previously happened. Lowly topped Group A and Straylock took second. Mana finished third. A bit disappointing here to see our Protoss brother fall short of qualifying. In Group B, Oz finished first, Bratok second, Blythe third. Those VODs are actually available on my YouTube channel, being youtube.com/starcraft, so go check them out definitely. Group C and F weren't played yet. I think Group F should be played soon. It was actually scheduled to be played a couple days ago, but NA server was down, so we had to reschedule. And Group D, Frere took first, Gumio second, Scarlet was eliminated. This was actually yesterday, and the VODs are up as well on my YouTube, as well as for Group E, where Cats took first, Thorzen second, and Whitera did not make it to the top 16. Group G, I did not cast this one, so no VODs available from me, I'm sorry. Baby Knight took first, Happy second, and D-Mega third. A lot of Zergs are finishing third. Three Zergs finished third, and Protoss twice. Terrans always qualify, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Terrans qualified out of 5 groups played so far. And if LucifroN qualifies today, it's going to be 6 out of 6. That would be pretty insane.
What about tomorrow? Aren't you casting a Millennium tournament?
Yeah, tomorrow I will be going to Marseille, the Millennium House, where I'll be I will be casting the Numerical Cup, including big names like Stefano, D-Maga, Marine King, MC, and I think Hearthstone will be there as well, Feast, Tomicus. So it should be a very interesting tournament. You guys should tune in tomorrow. I think it should start around 2 p.m. CET. I'll be casting in English, and well, I will be leaving the link of what time and who I'm casting and where on my Twitter and Facebook, so follow me there as well if you want to know more about this. Destro, do you have anything coming up? Any events?
I'll be streaming right after this at twitch.tv/DestroFighting. And outside of that, no, playing a bunch of odds, Wings of Liberty, making some guides, making people happy, being happy myself that I'm gaining ladder points and experience as I kill stuff and odds, you know.
Okay, well, good stuff, man.
Thanks.
The game should be going underway here any second. One of the casters asked for some time.
Yeah. I wonder if we're going to see like a one-base play from Verdi, you know, like either 4-gate, maybe 5-gate Sentry, or a 3-gate Blink with the knobs. Yeah, definitely curious to...
Why, that's his style?
No, that's why I'm curious to see if he's going to pull that, since it's a like best of 5.
Are you aware this is an islands map?
Oh, no
you're
God. No, I wasn't aware. I was talking about the best of 5 as a whole. But
oh, okay.
Yeah, this yeah, okay. Well, it's probably going to be like Phoenix or 4 or 5-gate War Prism.
I think Terran is actually really good on this map, just because you can fly command centers everywhere, and you have medivacs. But you never know. I mean, some Phoenixes, some Colossus drop, something like that, something crazy is possible. But Protoss with only 2 guys is very limited in this game. But you do have warp to warp units around, use some warpism. So well, we'll see.
Yeah, I was talking with Huck actually, and he was telling me that all the Kispa teams are having trouble with the island map, and that they only use Terran players for the island map in the Pro League.
There is an island map? Which one it is?
Yeah, it's Arkanoid. There's like rocks, there's like 10 sets of rocks before you can attack your opponent. So it basically becomes an island map.
Well, unless you do 4 gates and you crush through. And you try to reach your opponent, and then he has like brood lords. And you're like, I just wanted to be offensive. Okay, the game is underway, and Debris Field is gonna be our first map. Destro, I'll let you do the player's introduction, if you please.
All right.
What's your prediction? What are those players going to do? What is Verdi going to do? War Prism or Stargate? Robo or Stargate?
Maybe Phoenix. Phoenix would be nice. I think Phoenix would like a War Prism, or yeah, don't have much choice.
Well, the game is taking a bit of time here to load. I can take this time to update the scoreboard here a bit. Okay, actually, let me put the view.
All right.
On your
So in the bottom island, playing from Russia, we have VP, BenQ, Verdi, and then the top island from Spain, we have LucifroN.
Nice introduction, but the previous one was better. Anyway, Verdi starting in the bottom position. Well, it does not really change anything as it seems to be a mirror map. I'm actually surprised there is like those Zelnaga watchtowers here. Like they are like on their own island basically. Because like, I mean, who would drop a unit here except for Zerglings? Not really worth it to leave a unit here. Maybe, I guess, if you take both of those expansions in the middle, then you can get some vision around it, but those two bases, they will kind of be seeing around already, so I mean, not too important than like watchtowers here. LucifroN, do you think he will command center first? I think there is a good chance he will.
Yeah, well, it's looking like it so far. We lined up 3 SCVs on this command center. RSL is a really interesting tournament. They're not afraid to take crazy maps like these for the starting of the series. I'm really curious to see, like, we'll see how much these players practice for that specific scenario once the game gets going. Just because of how timed their build order is.
So we do have a command center first, whereas Verdi, pretty sure, is not going to go Nexus first on this map. Dual gas pretty early on, and I really like this because he's going to need a lot of this gas to get tech units here, getting a lot of minerals, not going to be too relevant on those maps. And well, I mean, I don't know Verdi style too much, but I would really like to see Stargate play on this map.
Yeah, I agree. But Robo and War Prism is viable as well. I don't know if you should go for a quick expand. I mean, like, the investment of a Robo and a War Prism is so huge. But then again, trying to harass with a War Prism or a Phoenix all across the map, I actually wonder if this map is forced cross spawn. You know, what if you get close spawn? Then it must be really strong.
Oh wait,
it's only 2.
Is it?
Is it?
Oh no, it's 4. You're right. Yeah. It's actually 4 spawning points. So yeah, well, I guess if Verdi was still in the same position and LucifroN was on the left one, they will be sort of close. But yeah, I'm like trying to think of a good build to do as a Protoss on this map, and I think going for a quick Robo, adding on a couple gates and then taking Colossus, but getting Warp Prism speed first would be pretty good, because you can warp units everywhere, and then you just make a bunch of Warp Prism, you expand, and well, LucifroN, he actually loaded up a command center with 3 SCVs here, and he's going to expand very quickly near his base. He's going to add a factory behind this. He's made a quick engineering bay, whereas Verdi is going for the Stargate.
Yeah, and but also as a Robo, so maybe he's going to want to harass with Phoenixes and just expand with a Warp Prism. There's just so many crazy options that Verdi can go for here.
LucifroN towering up his expansion already. He's making 2 turrets like way low, like below it. I'm not sure where he's expecting Verdi to be coming from here, because he's making those turrets like really far out of position. I guess he's gonna make units, and I mean, oh okay, he's actually gonna cover the right side as well with turrets. So like this is almost impossible to drop expansion. Even if a Warp Prism was to come in there and drop 2 or 3 Zealots, it would die right after and not be able to warp any units. Those SCVs could maybe get rid of those. And yeah, this is very well done by LucifroN. I'm not sure if the turrets had to be made this early, and well, Verdi is actually dropping a lot of probes.
That I don't see. I don't. Alright, so he decided to drop 6 probes so he doesn't have to use the War Prism later on to put some probes there. And he wants to be aggressive with the War Prism, and the meanwhile, with his 2 gates that he just made. Yeah, his 2 gates that he has, basically.
And we have a Tech Lab starport that was made for LucifroN. He's going to go for the Banshee here. No cloak since he doesn't have much enough gas. He's made 5 turrets at his expansion. He really wants to be able to secure that base. He has Marines everywhere around his main base. And this War Prism, he's just not going to be able to find room to drop anywhere. Oh, he has to be watching it. He has to be very careful. He spots those turrets. He's going to fly around this island, try to find a weak spot to be able to drop. But I don't think he's going to find one.
There's actually one behind the middle line. But will he find it? Or will he get in there?
Yeah, but he will have to fly like into the main of LucifroN. This is too risky. Verdi working on his expansion right now, pumping out a couple more Phoenixes. I think he's still undecided as to what tech path to choose. Verdi gonna warp a Zealot on one of this middle island. He should actually leave this Zealot as his Zanaga Watchtower. This will give him a great vision of what LucifroN will be moving out with later on into the game. I just want to see Verdi like throw down the fleet beacon and go like 2 base carriers, man.
Yeah. It would have been cool to see White Trail play on this map versus Terran.
You give White Trail a map where he can use War Prism and carriers, man, you're in for a treat. It's going to be more than special tactics. It's going to be special islands.
Also, Verdi flying out with 3 Phoenixes right now in the middle of the map. Definitely not going to be able to do anything at the National, but maybe he's going to be able to go lift a few Marines. Or actually, never mind, there's turrets pretty much everywhere. This game, it's definitely special.
Oh, second Stargate. And we have a first Viking patrolling around here. He's going to be able to scout the second Nexus. Man, if I played on this map, I would be paranoid. I would like throw down a forge and start cannoning every base, just like LucifroN has made turrets, basically. And LucifroN, he made the turret here on the left side of his command center. I'm not sure why that is. Like, this seems a bit of an excess. He does not need that last turret, but I guess it's not going to be too much of a big deal. Verdi drops 1 Viking at the expansion of LucifroN. This Viking does get 1 probe kill and stops the mining for some time. Verdi messed up a little bit his probe control here, not even resuming mining. 2 more Vikings are flying around right now, and well, what happened to that 1 Banshee?
I actually didn't see it.
I think he might have cancelled it. It either died from the Phoenixes, but I don't think he did, or he cancelled it. And Verdi is going to take a 3rd base here. Fleet beacon.
I like what Verdi is doing, leaving the Zealots at every possible expand that LucifroN could take. But yeah, I mean, one issue that I could see is that Verdi doesn't have any gates. And that if LucifroN starts getting medevacs and starts dropping that bioforce onto a base, it could get really sticky for Verdi to defend that with only Phoenixes.
And look at this fleet beacon. Contains upgrade for Phoenixes and carriers. Enables carriers at the Stargate, mothership at the Nexus. Oh yeah, I want to see both of those. He might actually get Phoenix range here because he's getting a lot of Phoenixes. And well, this is going to be really good. I mean, on the usual map against Terran, this would be pretty bad because he could just get a couple Thors. But on this map, what is he to do really? Like, Thors would have no mobility. He would have to drop them. And as a Protoss, you can just move around from island to island with your Phoenixes, force a lot of turrets. And as far as army goes, even if you have to face a lot of Marines, they have to be landed as well. So you can just get maybe charge lot, a lot of Zealots, ready to be warped, and then you just deal with everything else with your Phoenixes until you switch into Void Rays and Carriers. So I really like this strategy choice by Verdi so far.
I agree, and also he started the upgrades, the range upgrade for the Phoenix. He started +1 for his air. I would like him to get a forge so he could start a plasma shield as well, which can be pretty useful for the Phoenixes, for your buildings, for cannons, for everything. So yeah, LucifroN added a 3rd command center. He's going to try to lift it up and take the middle. LucifroN now has 1 medevac. That's going to take a lot of time if he wants to elevator that into an island. Or
oh wow, he should get an island. He's going to see his command center headed for his Zealot, and he should get his Phoenixes in position to be ready to snipe those Vikings. The ideal scenario would be those Vikings going there. Okay, actually, he's just gonna drop a medivac. I was like playing movies in my head already, where like those Vikings land and those Phoenix come and they lift them and kill them all before they can like get back up. But yeah, LucifroN playing it very safe here, just dropping a couple Marines, sniping the Zealot. Those Phoenixes are moving in now. They're gonna be able to snipe the medivac immediately. Those Vikings are moving in as well, but a lot of SCVs are being dropped. He needs a couple Marines to help with this. Those Phoenixes right now fighting straight up against those Vikings, and I'm not sure who's winning. It looks like the Vikings are doing this, and because of the repair. LucifroN used the auto repair, but those Phoenix, they are barely gonna win against those Vikings, I think, even with the auto repair, and this was so close. Imagine if he had dropped 2 medivacs filled with Marines here. There is 2 Marines actually down here. 2 Marines are able to snipe the remainder of those Phoenixes, and right now Verdi, he has a huge supply deficit. I mean, LucifroN, this was really close, but LucifroN was only using a third of his army. All those Marines right now, they are ready to be dropped. They're going to be escorted by all those Vikings. And if LucifroN was to drop this right-hand side base, I think Verdi would be in a world of trouble here. Verdi started making some observers.
Verdi lose all those Phoenixes. He also didn't capitalize on the fact that he had a much earlier third base. If you look at a worker count, I would have liked to see Verdi at maybe 70 probes, but if you look at his third, it's not very saturated. Of course the gas is mining, but yeah, Verdi's in trouble right now.
Verdi does see the drop coming, but he's not going to have time to warp enough Zealot to defect this attack. There's just going to be so many Marines and so many Vikings, and LucifroN playing great on this island map. Here, looking really good in this first game. I think he's going to be able to take it. Even those Phoenix having the range is not going to matter. There's just too many Marines and Vikings on this island for Verdi to be able to basically defend this attack. And well, LucifroN is putting too far ahead here. His Marines are only 1-1. He started the +2 attack. He's been doing very good with his macro, making SCVs continuously. Well, actually, he has a lot of cash. He underestimated his SCV count a bit here. He's made 3 starports. He has a bunch of barracks, but I mean, he doesn't have that much room in his base to make barracks and keep producing. And LucifroN going for another drop here, trying to cover his medivacs with his Vikings as well as possible, but Verdi did a very good job of sniping the medivacs. Those Marines had time to land. Verdi is trying to defend this attack to stay in this game. He started carrier production, but I mean, those 2 targets are not going to be empowered, and those Marines, they're just basically going to finish the game here, killing all of those Phoenixes.
Sorry about that. And the scenario I was talking to you about earlier, where if LucifroN got to drop and Verdi didn't add gates, it would be a sticky situation. And you know, it turned out like that, but it was also the repair, the amazing repair by LucifroN. It was a really interesting scenario. I think we saw a really amazing game, but unfortunately Verdi couldn't pull through and LucifroN won. So stay tuned. We'll be back after the break with game 2 of LucifroN versus Verdi.